Hello and welcome to Rathods IAS. Today in this session, we are going to see current affairs of 25th April 2024. So we are going to take PDF of Hindu and we are going to pick out the articles which are relevant to our examination point of view. So my sincere request is, so please go through UPSC syllabus. So don't start your preparation without going to the syllabus. So first you have to see syllabus and then you can start your preparation at the reading of NCERTs or with your newspaper, because syllabus will guide you. Okay, it will provide a right path to reach your goal. And even especially in reading newspaper, syllabus will play a very important role because it will make you to understand and to pick out the articles which are relevant. Because every day you will be getting around 20 pages in your newspaper. And it will be like very bulky and you will be seeing like much articles, many articles. And if you are not picking out the articles which are relevant from our examination point of view, and if you are reading irrelevant articles, it will make no sense, right? So try to limit yourself to read articles which are relevant from our examination point of view only. So for that, syllabus copy is important. And even previous questions is also very important. So these two are very important to understand and to pick out the articles which are important from our examination point of view. Now let us see the first article. It is saying that EVMs control units do not recognize parties or names, say Supreme Court. So our Honorable Supreme Court is saying that so whatever the control units they are present in our EVMs, so they are not going to recognize any party leader or any political party. Okay, just it is acting as a calculator. So this is the thing which mainly said by our Supreme Court. So here we have to see many dimensions. So I will give you like in how many dimensions you have to think from this article point of view. Clear? So now let us see the dimensions. So before seeing dimensions, I want to make a small announcement. So we in Rathods IAS, we are going to start our new offline batch from 27th May. So it is around 1 month from now. Okay, so we are going to start this offline batch from 27 May 2024 onwards. And here we came up with this policy which is called as 50% refund policy. So why we came up with this 50% refund policy? Because we are much confident that we will be helping you throughout your journey. And even if you are not clearing the first stage, that is prelims, then your 50% of amount will be refunded. Okay? And why we are that much confident? Because we are providing daily 5 hours of your GS classes which covers 2 subjects, 1 and 2 subjects. And we are also providing extra 5 study hours. So after classes, after lunch, you have to come and you have to sit in the class itself. So there you will be revising the topics, whatever they are done in morning class, and you will be practicing questions of both your prelims and mains from that so and so subject, and there will be NCERT coverage there. And we are providing the study space for you students with faculty support. So faculty will be there so that if you have any doubts, the faculty will be dealing with your doubts. And this one is there will be interaction with toppers. Okay, there are 3 toppers. So there are 2 are IRS officers and one is she is working or she is doing her training in this IFOS. So there are toppers. So they will be interacting with the students and they will be also mentoring the students online. And next one is we are exclusively focusing on CSAT and also mains answer writing practice, essay and case studies. CSAT is very important because if you are not clearing CSAT, then you will be out of the game, right? So here CSAT classes will be taken by IIT faculty here in our institute. And this one is there is 100% syllabus coverage, and even we are focusing on pre-YQs of UPSC examinations, not only civil services but even other examinations like CA, PF, defense, etc. And we are going to conduct regular prelims and mains tests so that you will get habituated to writing exams and you will be familiar with how the questions can be asked in your UPSC. so that you will be not facing much anxiety compared to that of other students who entered examination hall, because you are already habituated to write as many examinations as possible, and you will be knowing about how examination environment will be, and you will be habituated, okay, so that there will be a lot of difference from you when you are comparing with the other students. Okay, and exclusively we are focusing on current affairs compilations. We are going to provide weekly and monthly compilations, and even whatever the study material we are providing, that will helpful for value addition and value enrichment. Okay, so these are the very important features of this course. So with all these features, yes, if you are following them, then you can easily clear this examination. So no matter how the toughness of exam is, like, you can clear this examination for sure. And one more thing here is, so batch size is only 70 students. So here already the seats have been like filled, so very few seats are left. So hurry up and please do register, no worry, okay. And now let us see the dimensions of the first article. So it is talking about Election Commission of India, and it is talking about Supreme Court intervention. Especially this article is focusing on EVMs, electronic voting machines, correct? So whenever any topic which is coming in news regarding ECI, it is very important, because Election Commission of India is very important and as well as favorite area of UPSC. And even recently one report which said about democracy, okay, so we are seeing like there is decreasing of democracy in our country. So because of this, free and fair elections is very important, okay. So this concept of free and fair elections is very important. So you can expect a question regarding free and fair elections for sure in your mains 2024. And here you have to focus on this topic which is called as electoral reforms. So what is this topic called as? It is called as electoral reforms. And in your M. Lakshmikant book, there is a separate chapter which is talking about this electoral reforms, and that is very useful. So here you have to see what are those reforms. You have to see like what are those reforms, and you have to see like why we need reforms, what is the need, and you have to take like different reforms like EVMs, VVPATs, etc., and you have to follow what is the significance. Okay, what is the significance or what is the outcome? What is the significance or what is the outcomes? All these are important from this electoral reforms. And apart from that, you have to know what are these EVMs and when these EVMs was introduced and what is the significance of these EVMs, and you have to see like what are the important features of these EVMs. Okay, so all these are very important, and you have to see like why Supreme Court has been intervened. So here you have to see this concept called as separation of powers. You have to this concept called as separation of powers, and next one is checks and balances. Next one is checks and balances. So from this separation of powers and this checks and balances, yes, you can expect mains based question this year for sure. Okay, so these are the concepts that you have to see. And now let us see this article in detail. Let us move to this notes part. So why it is a news? You have to know, right? So here Supreme Court called microcontrollers separately programmed by manufacturers in electronic voting machines. So here agnostic means they do not recognize any political party or candidates, but only they will count or they will make an account of just buttons pressed by voters. Okay, now Supreme Court said that, so what are the microcontrollers that are fixed in these EVMs? They are agnostic, so they don't recognize like which are the political parties or which are the candidates for the leaders of these political parties. So just they only focus on the buttons which are pressed by voters. So this is the thing which mainly said by our Honorable Supreme Court. So if you are talking about some more important details, it says that microcontrollers in the control units of EVMs. So in this electronic voting machines, we have these control units. So these microcontrollers of this EVM, they are agnostic. So they do not recognize any political party or any candidate names. So what they recognize is the buttons which are being pressed by this voters in this ballot units. So here Justice Khanna said that buttons on the ballot units, they are interchangeable. So a party which got button 1 in one constituency, it may get like button 6 in another constituency. So they are not recognizing the candidate or political party. So this is the one thing which mainly said. And apart from that, the programming of the units, they are done by manufacturer at this manufacturer stage. So at this manufacturer stage itself, so they had been done. So manufacturer, they would not know which party would get which button as well. So this is the one thing which mainly said. And next one is court empathetically said EVM source code should not be disclosed. So what are the source code on which this EVMs they are working? So this source code cannot be given because it can be prone to misuse. Okay. So it will become a problem for integrity of our nation, and as well as we are going to suffer if this source code had been released. Okay. So this is the thing which mainly said by Supreme Court. So now let us see some facts regarding these EVMs. So this electronic voting machines, they are devices. So all of you might have this right to vote, right? So if you have right to vote, so if you go to the polling centers, so you will be seeing the name of candidates and you will be seeing like political party symbol and one button will be there here. And to which political party or to which person you have to cast your vote, so you will be pressing on this button like this and you will be seeing like beep sound will come. Yes or no? So this is nothing but electronic voting machine. So it was first used in which assembly constituency? In Kerala, in this Paravur assembly constituency of Kerala. In which year? In 1982. In 1982 itself we came up with this using of electronic voting machines. And since 1998, Election Commission, which has increasingly used this EVMs. So from 1998 onwards, so there is a high use of EVMs which had been started, and instead of ballot box. So what is this ballot box? So ballot box is nothing but, so there will be one paper and on this paper you will be having like symbols like that. So to which party you have to cast your vote. So there will be ink pad and on that ink you will be giving your like fingerprint. So if you are illiterate, or there will be like one instrument. So with that instrument you will be casting the vote and you will be folding the paper, and after folding this paper, so you will be dropping into this ballot box. Okay, so this is this ballot box and it had been replaced by this EVMs now. And from 1998 onwards, extensive use of EVMs started in our country. And 2003 years in the state elections and by elections, so everything which had been done by using this electronic voting machines, and we didn't use this ballot box from this 2003. And also encouraged by this, in 2004, the Commission took a historic decision to use only EVMs for Lok Sabha elections. Okay, so this was one important thing which mainly said by Law Commission, that to use this electronic voting machines in this Lok Sabha elections. So now let us see what are the key features of this electronic voting machines. So these electronic voting machines being used by Election Commission of India, and these EVMs, they can record maximum of 2000 votes. And after counting of this 2000 of votes, or after casting of this 2000 votes here, so here the officer who is present in that polling booth, he will be keeping that aside, and the new EVM is taken for the rest of casting of votes. And they do not require electricity at all. So they run on ordinary battery, which assembled by Bharat Electronics Corporation of India Limited. So have you used traditional calculators? So whether these calculators require like electricity, whether we are keeping charging? No, right? So in the same way, these EVMs, they don't require any electricity. And next one is the microchip which used in this EVMs. It is one-time programmed or masked chip. So which can neither be read nor overwritten. So because of this, it is very much impossible to hack EVMs. And next one is EVMs, your stand-alone machines, and there is no operating system used in these machines. Okay, so these are some important key features of this EVMs. And if you move on, if you are talking about what are the benefits of using these EVMs, it is very important. The first one is accuracy. So if you are using this ballot box here, sometimes the return of votes will be taken, some votes will be taken off, like so they will be not considering the votes. But here EVMs, we are having like 100% accuracy and there will be no invalid votes. Okay, so invalid votes is seen frequently in this paper ballots, and to ensure more accurate reflection of voter choice and reducing the complaints and legal disputes, yes, it is very important for using this EVMs. And this one is we can also increase efficiency because EVMs, they streamline the voting process and making it more faster and more efficient. And even the efficiency which will helpful to eliminate the needs for manual counting, and even that will be reducing the time which is required to declare election results. And if you are talking about transparency, EVMs, they will also enhance transparency in electoral process because it will be providing some clear and verifiable record of votes they cast. For example, here we are also having this VVPAT. So because of this, we can verify the votes which are recorded in EVM with this VVPAT so that we can make more transparency here. And next one is cost effectiveness. So EVMs, they offer like cost saving in terms of paper. So if you are taking these EVMs to this polling booth and votes will be cast by using this EVMs, they will be just pressing the buttons. So earlier we used to use this ballot papers. So here there is no need of using paper. So we can save the paper for printing, for transportation, for storage, as to eliminate the need of millions of printed ballot papers. And if you are talking about what are the concerns, yes, there are some concerns regarding using of EVMs. So because of this, it is controversy now, and because of this we can see like judiciary intervention is happening. So we're talking about the concerns. The first one is there is lack of transparency. So we are not counting or we are not tallying VVPATs with all EVMs. So this is one important issue. And the next one here is some critics. They say that inner workings of EVMs, they are not sufficiently transparent. So because of this, it is leading to some questions of accuracy and fairness in voting process. And if you're talking about reliability, so there are number of questions they have been raised about reliability of EVMs. For example, it includes possibility of technical malfunctions or for example errors that may affect outcome of an election. So it is also one chance. And next one is trust issues. So despite security measures, there is still a lack of trust among some political parties and as well as voters regarding reliability and as well as authenticity of electronic voting machines. That will sometimes leads to additional safeguards or alternate voting methods. So these are some important concerns. So we discussed what are these EVMs, what are the advantages, what are the features and what are the concerns. So if you get any question from this EVM, yes, you have to include these points so that you can write a very good and decent answer for your question regarding EVMs. Yes, now let us see the next topic. So I found this image. So this image I didn't found in Delhi edition, but in international relations, international edition, yes, I found this image, and I found like we have to discuss this topic because it is belonging to one tribe, that is Tiwa tribe. So here this topic is talking about Yangi festival. Okay, Yangi festival in which state? In Assam. So they are celebrated by which tribe? That is Tiwa tribe. So now let us see some facts regarding this Yangi festival. So Yangi is one of the important festivals of Tiwas. So this festival is related to agriculture. Okay, because agriculture is one of the primary occupation of this Tiwa tribe people. So they will be celebrating this Yangi festival, which is related to agriculture. And next one is Tiwa tribesmen. They perform a dance during this Yangi festival in Karbi analog district of Assam. So in this festival, Tiwas, they worship for a bountiful harvest during this festival and also to protect their crops from pests and other natural calamities. And next one is Tiwa is one of the major tribe of Assam and they celebrate the festival once in every 3 years. Okay, and especially sowing of paddy starts immediately after celebrating this festival. So because of this, we are calling this festival which is related to agriculture, because agriculture is a primary activity of this Tiwa tribe. And I want to give you one small prelims question. Try to answer this question. Consider the following statements about Yangi festival. It is celebrated by Bhutia tribe of Uttarakhand. It is for the bountiful harvest and protection of crops and is celebrated every 3 years. Which above the statements are correct? So if you have listened to the class carefully, then you can easily answer such type of questions that appear in your prelims. So please let me know what is the answer for this question in the comment box. Don't forget. And next topic is Supreme Court stays construction of 4 dams in this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary. So here you have to focus on this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary, because if there is any national park or any sanctuary or any biosphere which is seen in news, there is a high chance of getting question like sanctuary or river or sanctuary or state or sanctuary or animal species or sanctuary or why it is in news. Okay, or important species of animal or important species of bird or important species of plants, etc. So in this way you have to make a note. Okay, so in this way here question can be asked by UPSC. And if you are talking about this article, you have to see some dimensions. So let us see the dimensions first. So this article is talking about wildlife sanctuary. So you have to understand what is the meaning of sanctuary, and you have to see or you have to make a map, take a map and locate some important sanctuaries, and you have to see sanctuary and in which state it is located, and you have to see primary animal or bird species or animal plant species which is present, or if there is any river which is flowing, you have to see which river is flowing, or if there is any national park or biosphere reserve which is present in here, so you have to make a note of that also. So in this way you have to make the notes, and especially you have to see even national parks. So what are the national parks, so what are the important features of this national parks, etc. Okay, so these are some important things that you have to see. And now let us see this topic. So context says Supreme Court stayed the construction of 4 proposed dams inside this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary. So where is Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary is located? It is located in Haryana. In Haryana's Yamunanagar district, we have this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary. So why it is in news? Because the top court noted that whenever we are going for building of dams, like infrastructure projects, that will be having negative impact on environment, negative impact on ecosystem, and negative impact on the people who are present in that region. So because of this, here court gave a statements to stop for some time. Okay, now let us see here one more important dimension. So let me tell you other important dimension. Environment versus economy. So in economy we have this topic called as developmental projects, or infrastructure projects. So environment versus economy, which is also the topic under your GS paper 4 ethics. So in ethics, you have a topic called as environmental ethics. Yes or no? We have environmental ethics. Okay, we have this topic called as environmental ethics, and it is very important. Okay, so from environmental ethics, we will be studying about what is the impact of environment and environmental related ethics, okay, in this chapter. So from that chapter, this topic is important. And even many a times you can see like case studies. So case studies will be asked in your GS4. One at least will be from environmental versus economy, because nowadays we are focusing on development projects, and even in Andaman and Nicobar region also we are going for development projects. Okay, and even in Uttarakhand, recent felling of trees for the ecotourism purpose. Okay, and even Nicobar Island projects. Okay, and now even in this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary also they are going for cutting down of trees for this infrastructure projects. So because of this, yes, you can expect case studies and as well as questions from environmental ethics. And even we have to see like whenever you are going for development projects or infrastructure projects, what will be the impact? So one such an impact will be increasing of man-animal conflict. And regarding this man-animal conflict, in our newspaper, in today's newspaper especially, there is one article. And you have to see how there is negative impact on ecology. What is the negative impact on ecosystem? And how it causes pollution. Okay, so how it causes extinction of some animals or decreasing of number of animals. So like that you have to think in number of dimensions. Clear? And now let us see some facts regarding this Kalesar National Park. So Kalesar National Park is situated in the foothills of Shivalik ranges of mighty Himalayas. To the foothills of Shivalik ranges, yes, we have this Kalesar National Park. And this Kalesar National Park, which falls under Yamunanagar district of Haryana. So it comes under this Yamunanagar district of Haryana. So which is sharing boundary with 3 states. So which are those 3 states? So in the states also you can expect a prelims question. That is from Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand and UP. So in these 3 states it is sharing boundary. And apart from that, Yamuna river from eastern boundary with UP, and the main Shivalik ridge separates state boundary among Haryana, Himachal Pradesh and Uttaranchal in north. So now let me give you one small prelims question. How many of the following statements with reference to Kalesar National Park is or incorrect? So see here, it is not asking correct, it is asking incorrect statements. So first one is it is situated at the foothills of Aravalli range. And this one is it is adjacent to Simbara National Park of Uttarakhand. And next one is it is home to a large number of wildlife animals like leopards, tigers and lions. So if you see these 2 statements, one is saying like Aravalli ranges. So where is Aravalli ranges? They are there. They are in Uttarakhand. No, right? So if you see here these 2 and one will be incorrect. So if you do that type of analysis, then you can easily come through the correct answer in your examination. And now let us move back to our Hindu page. So this is the first front page that we discussed, and even the city page there is nothing much important in our today's newspaper. So leave this. And even the states page, I found this Kalesar Wildlife Sanctuary news only which is important, and other rest are irrelevant topics. So leave that page also. So directly you can move to editorial page. So in editorial page we have good number of articles which are relevant. So here you can see this article which is talking about hot button. So here, as you all know that first phase of Lok Sabha elections done and voter turnout is around 62%, right? So even though there is high temperature like heat waves, yes, we had good number of voter turnout. So here Still further we are having many phases of Lok Sabha elections, right? And day by day temperature is increasing, and many areas the heat is crouching like anything. And even I want to share one tragedy. So in our village, okay, so one person who used to drive tractor and he is very close to our family. So he went for his work daily, like every day he used to go, and suddenly he fell sick and he died on that day. So yesterday itself he died. So the reason was because of heat stroke. Yes, heat stroke. Okay, so in this way here, the people who are going outside, please be careful because heat is increasing day by day, and try to maintain that your body is hydrating time to time. So take enough amount of water, or whatever the juice is, or coconut water, or anything that you are getting outside. So if you are going outside, so please be careful and drink plenty of water even you are staying indoors. Okay, so in this way try to rehydrate your body. And even if you are going for elections also, please be ensure that you are taking enough water with you, and try to stay in shades as much as possible. Okay, so here this article is saying that yes, elections are there. So because of this, what are the steps that can be taken by Election Commission of India to ensure the safety for the people's health? Okay, so this is the thing which mainly said in this article. And this topic is talking about functions of Election Commission of India. Okay, to ensure free and fair elections and to increase voter turnout in this scorching summer. So now let us see this article in detail. Okay. So if you're talking about this article which says about elections and voter turnout in this summer, so here IMD, that is India Meteorological Department, IMD, that is India Meteorological Department, the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare and the Disaster Management Authority to assess local heat and humidity for 5 days before each phase of polling and work with the state electoral apparatuses to ensure adequate facilities at the booths. That means nothing but now there is increased responsibility to even IMD, because IMD need to monitor at least 5 days before this date of elections, and these 5 days they have to record like how much temperature is their local heat and how much humidity that is present in that area. So that if they are giving this data to Election Commission of India, so they will be contacting the state electoral apparatuses, and they will be ensuring proper adequate facilities at these booths. So to decrease the negative impact on the health of people who are coming to cast their vote. So here IMD which declares heat wave conditions in a region which is depending on the weather, one of few conditions is met. For example, if there is any deviation in the daytime temperature from the decadal long average, or like if there is any increase in this wet bulb temperature beyond 30 degrees. So what is this wet bulb temperature? So I will be giving you examples so that you can understand this concept. So you are taking thermometer. Let us see, this is thermometer, and I am tying this thermometer. I am keeping wet cloth and I am trying to measure the temperature now. So what happens, so whenever there is atmospheric heat, or whenever there is heat surroundings in the surroundings, whenever there is heat, so this wet cloth will be getting evaporated, right? Yes or no? Evaporated. So what happens, so whenever the wet cloth is evaporating, so what is the temperature that it is recording? So why we are recording this wet bulb temperature? Because in our human body, whenever there is heat in the surroundings, so we will be generating sweat. So this is natural mechanism. So how this heat is cooling our body. So that is the thing which is measured by this wet bulb temperature. So this wet bulb temperature is beyond 30 degrees means nothing but we are having very high temperature across our surroundings. Clear? So heat can also accumulate and persist in some locations more than others. For example here, especially in some areas which are semi-planned or unplanned areas, they can exacerbate the heat stress risk. And there will be like in some areas, if they are not going for proper planning, then there will be no proper ventilation, and as well as crowding will be happening, and there will be no shaded resting spots, and overlooking heat will be radiated. For example, there are any cement surfaces or black color asphalt surfaces, they will be radiating much heat. So here these are the problems that we can see in semi-planned or unplanned areas. So now here it is responsibility of ECI, that is Election Commission of India, to implement the measures and to incentivize voters to minimize the heat exposure. So like what are the steps they can do? So like they can increase this shaded waiting areas, and they can arrange proper seating in these waiting areas and proper airflow, and even ECA needs to provide some oral rehydration solutions and as well as sanitary facilities. And if there is any necessary, so it can also provide fruits which are having like water content, like watermelon or like lemon juices or orange juices, etc. And next one is even ECA can come up with updated first aid kits which are used to control this heat strokes. And next one is wheelchair availability and accessible architecture, and as well as medical services. Okay, so all these steps that can be done by ECA. For example, ECI's pledge, it is to increase voter awareness and voter turnouts, and even it have to focus on heat management protocols also this year because of encroaching of temperature. And even ECA can take help of this ASHA workers or ASHA activists as well in the separate cadre. Okay, so these are some important things that can be done by ECA to reduce the impact of heat on the health of the people and even to improve the voter turnout. Clear? And now let us move on to next article. Okay, here you can see one important article. It is about the Indian seafarer deserves better in choppy high seas. So as you all know that in Red Sea region, in the state of Hormuz and in Indian Ocean region, there is very increased events of piracy, okay, hijacking of ships, which is very much high because of Israel-Palestine issue and because of this Horn of Africa, that is especially Somalian pirates. Okay, so here we have to know about what is the sea piracy, and you have to see like what are the reasons for this piracy and what is the impact, everything. So first of all, I will give you like some dimensions. So it is talking about issue called as piracy. Okay, so this topic is important from your GS paper 2 under international relations, first of all. And here you have to see like what is this piracy. So what is the meaning of piracy? And you have to see like what is the root cause. So why piracy is happening? So you have to know the root cause, and you have to see like what is the impact of piracy. What is the impact of piracy? And you have to see like what are the measures can be taken. So in these measures you have to add one recent operation of Indian Navy, that is called as Operation Sankalp. Okay, that is called as Operation Sankalp. Okay, so these are very, very important. So now let us see this article in detail, and you can expect prelims question from this Operation Sankalp, or else you can expect mains question from your international relations in your mains 2024. So let us see this topic in detail. So if you are talking about piracy, so the piracy of the coast of Somalia, which has been a significant maritime security challenge. So it is not like recent issue, but it was like from several years onwards, we are seeing this issue of piracy. So this issue of piracy is very significant maritime security issue that we are seeing in this Indian Ocean region. And this evolution of this piracy in this region, that can be traced back to early 2000s onwards. So because of political instability in that region and because of economic hardship, the economy of these countries are like worst. And next one is absence of functioning of central government in Somalia. So because of these things, that led to increasing of criminal activities. Okay, that led to increasing of criminal activities including piracy in this region. So we're talking about the evolution of piracy. So first you have to see the root causes. So piracy in Somalia, which results from poverty, because of poverty, so because of governance issue and because of depletion of local fish stocks, because of illegal foreign fishing. So all these reasons that led to the root cause of this piracy. And apart from this, modus operandi. So Somalian pirates, they began by hijacking some commercial vessels, okay, using like small skiffs and as well as mothership, but now they also become advanced and they started using sophisticated weaponry and counter international naval patrols, etc. And even if you're talking about international response regarding this piracy, so global community reacted with naval patrols, like we started combined task force 150, and European Union also came up with operation called as Operation Atlanta, so which is focusing on protecting the waters and as well as protecting the shipping lanes. So we're talking about Indian Navy strategic measures. The first one is they are focusing on anti-piracy patrols. So Indian Navy, which has been among most proactive forces, they deployed in troubled area of Horn of Africa and as well as Gulf of Aden. So in this region especially we came with this anti-piracy patrol. And next one is when we started this anti-piracy patrol. So we started in year 2008. Okay, in 2008 we started and we continues to do this anti-patrolling in this region. Okay, especially in because of this Israel-Palestine issue, and there is very high number of incidents of piracy which is seen. And even Indian Navy and Indian Coast Guard which had been successful in countering these anti-piracy. And next one here is the reason of the rescue of this Iranian and Pakistani crew by this patrol vessel that is recently done, that was like INS Sumitra, is testimony to continue professionalism and effectiveness of Indian Navy in these waters. So what are the implications of India's maritime security and international relations? So first one here is strengthened maritime security. So India's active participation in international anti-piracy operation demonstrates its commitment to safeguard global maritime trade and even securing maritime interest, and even they will be focusing on contributing like overall enhancement of maritime security. And next one is soft power projection. So India's involvement in counter-piracy operations, which is serving as a demonstration of its naval capabilities, and as well as they are focusing on commitment to global security as well. So in this way, this contributes to India's soft power projection, and even it also helps to build a positive image on international stage. And next one is diplomatic engagement. So India is also involving in diplomatic efforts to tackle piracy and even to underscore a comprehensive approach to maritime security. So even we have to address what are the root causes for this piracy, so that we can ensure regional stability and thereby we can also advance in the security threats, okay, to security interest. So these are some important things that you have to remember. And now let us move on to other articles. So here you can see in this opinion page there is one article regarding Swachh Bharat mission. So here you have to see like why the Swachh Bharat mission is in news, because of this environment performance index in 2022. So actually India ranked bottom, okay, bottom in this environment performance index of 2022, and India ranked in this EPA, there is environment performance index, which ranks the countries based on climate change performance and based on their environmental health and as well as ecosystem vitality. And how many indicators are there? There are 40 indicators. They are across 11 categories. For example, they will be measuring air quality. They will be measuring like drinking water, sanitation, etc. And for 10 years here, our present government came up with this campaigning of this Swachh Bharat mission, and as well as we focused on other schemes like Atal Mission for Rejuvenation Urban Transformation, and this one is Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana, and we have this National Clean Air Program. But here, even though implementing of this scheme had not been increased our rank, so this is one cause of concern. Okay, and this Swachh Bharat mission, it meant to address the issue of wash, that is water, sanitation and as well as health. And even we have SCM. SCM is supposed to deliver like clean energy requirements to towns. However, what happened, there is increased vulnerability of our country to air pollution, to water pollution, etc. Okay, so what went wrong? So this is about this article, and it's talking about just Swachh Bharat mission. So here is this article is saying somewhat political things, so there is no need of seeing those political things. Let's see only like what are the important facts regarding this Swachh Bharat mission. So what are the components, so when it was launched, under which ministry, and what is the success. Okay, so let us see some important claims that are made by this central government. So our union government made that India is an open defecation free country, but reality is very different. So you can use this paragraph for constructive criticism only. Like here, Comptroller Auditor General, that is CAG 2020 report said, raised many questions about government's claims over the success of the Swachh Bharat mission. So here we are talking about this CAG report. So this is authenticated, okay, authenticated information. So it indicated that poor quality of construction of toilets was seen under this scheme, and few urbanization studies pointed out that in some metros, communities in slums, they still do not have access to public toilets. This is second problem. And even rural India, toilet construction has not been linked to waste treatment. And next one is in peri-urban areas, the fecal sludge generated is tossed into environment. And even what are the septic tanks are there, so they are cleaned by manual scavenging. So here, because of this, we cannot say like this open defecation free, and it is not a success program. So this paragraph that you can use for constructive criticism regarding this Swachh Bharat Abhiyan mission. Okay. Yes, if you move on to news, in this text and context, there is one article which is talking about this National Clean Air Program. So here this article, why it is in news, because Indian government launched this National Clean Air Program in 2019. It was to cut concentration of atmospheric particulate matter. It may be like 2.5 or 10. So how much the target is to cut down by 20 to 30% by 2024. But here we are comparing levels of 2017. So when we are comparing with 2017 levels, by 2024 we are going to cut around 20 to 30% of this PM levels, and this target is like in 2026 we have to cut to 40%, that is regarding 2017 estimates. So what is this scheme is about? What is this National Clean Air Program is? So under this NCAP program, it cites continuously violating annual PM levels in India to implement this clean air action plans. Okay, so actually here if you see this thing about this National Clean Air Program, it is focusing on this particulate matter and to decrease this concentration of this particulate matter, and the year is 2017 is a base year. So here this article says that more cities proactively submitted their reports, but here their implementation of this scheme is inconsistent, and over 60% of allocated funds had been used so far. That means there is no full potential of implementation of this scheme according to this report. And even because of not implementing of this, so the results has been delayed. Okay, and next one is beyond the need for data and model. So there is a need of swift implementation of ground is very much essential, and here implementation agencies, they have to take care, and especially in the bureaucratism we are seeing like red tapeism. So we have to reduce that red tapeism. So these are some important things which mainly said. And your homework is you have to revise some facts regarding this National Clean Air Program for sure. And if you move on to news page, so here you can see one article. It is very important. The title says no forest or animals will be left if human wildlife conflicts continue, says Supreme Court. So Supreme Court is warning about this human-animal conflict. So whenever we are not decreasing this human-animal conflict, then we are not going to see any animals. They will be living more. Okay, there will be no more animals living in the forest if you are not controlling human-animal conflict. So here this article says that forest and wildlife, they will not exist if conflict between animals and humans are not resolved. So this is the thing which mainly said. So here you have to know many dimensions. So this article is talking about human animal conflict. So you have to know about what Supreme Court said. Like, so there will be no more animals will be living in the forest if there is no stopping or resolving of this human animal conflict. And you have to see like why. Why means you have to see the data regarding human animal conflict that led to like killings of animals, and you can take examples of animals and the data of that animals, and you have to see like what all the measures can be taken. So before measures you have to see like what are the reasons for this increasing of human animal conflict, and next you have to see like what are the measures can be taken. So in these measures you can also add how can we use technology. Okay, for example, plan B. Okay, for example, plan B to decrease accidents of jumbos in this train, okay, train tracks or railway tracks, etc. So these are some dimensions that you have to see. And leave the selection page. No need of going through that. And most of the articles are political articles. Yes, here in this business page there is one economy related article. RBI tells ARCs to maintain rupees 300 crores in net owned fund by 2026. So here you have to know about what are these asset reconstruction companies. So I will give you some ideas regarding this topic. So work on those ideas. So it is talking about ARC. It is asset reconstruction companies. So you have to see like what are these asset reconstruction companies, and you have to see like some examples of these companies and what is the significance or what is the importance. Okay, what is the importance of these companies and what is the role which is played by this ARC in banking sector. So how these ARCs are saving banking sector to some extent. So all these things are very important. Okay, so these are the very important articles that appeared in our today's Hindu newspaper. That's it. So now let me show like where can you get this notes of this class. So this is Rathods IAS classes Telegram channel. So we are posting the notes in this channel, so you can easily download that notes if you join this channel. So do join this channel. The link is given in description box. And one more thing is, this is Rathods IAS Academy YouTube channel. Do subscribe to this channel. And we already posted testimonies of toppers who followed Hindu analysis, and they said that Hindu analysis helped them a lot for multi-dimensional approach, and that helped to write a very good answer. So there is a proof that this analysis is very helpful for the students, right? So do follow this analysis for sure. So don't take any choice. And next one is, this is our website, Rathods IAS Academy website, and if you want to take online foundation course, cost is 20,000 rupees, which includes both your recorded plus live classes, and you will be having prelims test series and mains test series, mains answer writing practice course, and you will have one-to-one mentorship. Everything will be there. So try to join this online course. Okay, so there will be the classes which are recorded, and the concept will be from basic to advanced level. So after watching all those videos, then you will be knowing the content more. Okay, and there will be no doubt. Even if you are having doubts, we are going to clear your doubts through call. So that's all for today. And if you have any queries regarding offline and online courses, so please call me on this number 8074765513. And even this is WhatsApp number, you can contact me on WhatsApp also. So that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed this class. If you really like this class, hit the like button and please do share this class to your friends. And don't forget to subscribe to Rathods IAS Academy. And thank you so much for watching.